apparently it was first noticed in women who have breast cancer, that this kind of fog descends. I'm not sure whether it's going to be the same with me because I'm on a smaller dose more regularly rather than one big dose every 3 weeks. But I can remember coming out of my chemo 7 years ago. It was about 2 or 3 months after I'd finished. Someone saying, "Oh, the old Ali's back." I said, "Whatever do you mean?" She said, "Well, you weren't the same. You were not someone completely different, but you weren't you." And so chemo brings something I'm slightly worried about. Mum has her toaster moments, we call them in our household, because I can remember finding myself standing in front of the fridge, really quite, not distressed, but quite upset and quite angry with myself that I couldn't work out how I got this thing out of the fridge, and now quite clearly it did not fit back in. And it must have done because I got it out. I should be able to put it back in. And it wasn't until about 2 minutes later that I figured out I was standing in front of the fridge with the toaster in my hand, trying to work out how to get it back in the fridge. And so ever since after that, Mum's having a toaster moment. Well, another thing about contemplating your own mortality is that I find a lot of memories are flooding back. Some good, some bad, mostly absolutely wonderful. You know, little things that I thought I'd completely forgotten, just randomly popping up out of absolutely nowhere. And I can remember being at the house that I'd just got married, and my mother had just died. She died 3 days after the wedding. Everything was in turmoil. I got a lovely little kitten, and a neighbour came knocking on the door, bearing the body of said kitten, and said, "I'm really sorry, found this by the side of the road." And I only had this kitten for, I don't know, a few weeks. Lovely little grey tabby. And I was devastated because I absolutely adore my cats. So we went to a nearby little wood, dug a hole, said a couple of words, buried him, came back home, was at home, tears streaming down my face, literally an hour later, when my kitten walks in the back door. And it was definitely my kitten, who went straight over to the food. Couldn't believe I just buried somebody else's cat. Well, at least I gave it a decent burial, decent send-off. But for the life of me, I cannot remember that kitten's name. Oh dear. Be putting the toaster in the fridge before you know it. Actually, I better not go on too long because I know the boss listens to this. I don't want to talk myself out of a job in the newsroom. Yes, tick box, Ali Booker, not here, unreliable, impaired mental function, yes, tick that one box. But actually the one thing that makes me think the chemo brain is kicking in, and you bear me out, because if I start saying strange things on news bulletins, you'll know why, is that for the past 3 days, for some reason, I have woken up with one song running through my head. And it's a song that I would never admit to liking, but it is my guilty secret, my guilty pleasure, the song that I will turn the radio up to when everyone else is going, "Oh, please turn that off." Why, oh why, my brain should decide to kick in with "Especially for You" by Kylie and Jason. I have no idea. I cannot get this song out of my head. And if they play that on the breakfast show, I'll buy them all a coffee.